Let's be honest, folks. The modern workplace often feels like a hamster wheel on overdrive. We're constantly bombarded with messages about hustling harder, going the extra mile, and burning the midnight oil. And you know what? Corporations are masters at selling this narrative. Why? Because on the surface, overwork seems like a win-win. More hours logged equal more output, right? And more output means more profits for the company. It's a simple equation that fuels the engine of corporate greed. From a purely economic standpoint, squeezing extra hours out of employees seems like a no-brainer. Salaries are often fixed, meaning those extra hours come at no additional cost. It's like getting free labor, and who doesn't love a bargain, right? This short-sighted perspective ignores a fundamental truth. Employees are not machines. These sectors often glorify long hours as a badge of honor, a testament to one's dedication and work ethic. This relentless pursuit of overwork comes at a steep price. It's time to pull back the curtain and expose the hidden costs that corporations conveniently overlook. Remember that free labor we talked about? Yeah, turns out it's not so free after all. Overworking employees is like running your car on fumes. You might get a bit further down the road, but eventually, the engine will sputter and die. The hidden costs of overwork are insidious, slowly chipping away at the well-being of both employees and the company as a whole. First up, we have the dreaded B-word burnout. It's that soul-crushing feeling of being emotionally drained, physically exhausted, and mentally fried. And it's a one-way ticket to decreased productivity, increased errors, and a workforce that's just going through the motions. Overwork also takes a toll on physical health. Think sleep deprivation, increased risk of heart disease, weakened immune systems. The list goes on. And you know what happens when employees get sick? They take time off, which disrupts workflow and impacts productivity. When employees feel overworked and underappreciated, their motivation plummets. Now you might be thinking, but John, surely all those extra hours must translate into economic growth, right? Well, my friends, this is where things get really interesting. Because the relationship between overwork and economic development is not as straightforward as you might think. In fact, there's a growing body of evidence suggesting that overwork might actually be holding us back. Remember those countries we often hold up as models of economic success, countries like Denmark, Norway, and the Netherlands? Well, guess what? They also happen to be some of the least overworked nations in the world. They prioritize work-life balance, offer generous vacation time, and understand that a well-rested and happy workforce is a productive workforce. Meanwhile, here in the land of the free and the home of the brave, we're working longer hours than ever before, yet our productivity growth has been sluggish at best. Instead of glorifying the grind and equating long hours with success, perhaps it's time to rethink our approach to work altogether. Section 4, the human toll: burnout, stress, and diminishing returns. Let's get real for a moment, folks. Behind all the economic jargon and productivity statistics, there are real people whose lives are being impacted by this culture of overwork. People like you and me, people with families, friends, and passions outside of the office, people who deserve to have a life beyond their laptops and spreadsheets. The human toll of overwork is staggering. Burnout is rampant, leading to increased rates of anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues. Stress levels are through the roof, taking a toll on physical health and leading to chronic conditions like heart disease and diabetes. When was the last time you were truly present with your loved ones without checking your phone every 5 minutes or mentally running through your to-do list? The truth is, overwork robs us of our time, our energy, and our very humanity. Section 5. The future of work: flexibility, balance, and sustainable productivity. Alright folks, enough with the doom and gloom. Let's talk about solutions. Because the good news is, there's a better way, a way to work smarter, not harder. A way to prioritize well-being without sacrificing productivity. A way to create a work environment where employees thrive, both personally and professionally. The future of work is all about flexibility, balance, and sustainable productivity. It's about empowering employees to work in ways that suit their individual needs and lifestyles while still achieving outstanding results. Think flexible work arrangements, remote work options, generous vacation time, and a culture that values quality over quantity. Companies that embrace this new paradigm are reaping the benefits. The future of work is about working smarter, not harder, and creating a world where everyone can thrive, both inside and outside the office. Section 6. Case studies: companies thriving without the overtime grind. Don't just take my word for it, folks. The proof is in the pudding. There are countless companies out there who have ditched the overwork culture and are thriving as a result. Take, for instance, the software company Basecamp. They've embraced a 4-day work week during the summer months, and guess what? Productivity remains high, employees are happier, and they're attracting top talent. Or how about the online shoe retailer Zappos, known for its exceptional customer service? They've implemented a holacracy management system that gives employees more autonomy and flexibility. These are just a few examples of companies that are challenging the status quo and proving that it's possible to achieve success without sacrificing the well-being of their employees. Section 7. Rethinking the grind. A call for change and a more balanced future. So there you have it, folks. The truth about overwork: it's a raw deal for employees and a losing strategy for companies in the long run. It's time to rethink the grind, to challenge the deeply ingrained belief that our worth is measured by the number of hours we log. We need to start valuing quality over quantity, prioritizing well-being over burnout, and creating a work culture where people can thrive, both personally and professionally. This isn't just about individual choices, it requires a systemic shift. We need policymakers to implement regulations that protect workers' rights, companies to adopt more humane and sustainable work practices, and individuals to demand better for themselves and their colleagues. It's time to break free from the shackles of overwork and create a future where people come first. Let's make it happen.